The ultimate margin of safety, knowing your circle and knowing yourself. We have often spoken about the concept of a circle of competence. It is a simple but powerful idea. Every one of us has a certain set of businesses, industries, or investment types that we truly understand. Inside that circle, we can make reasoned judgments about value. Outside of it, we are simply guessing, no matter how intelligent we might be. But today, I want to discuss something even more fundamental than the circle itself. I want to talk about the person drawing the circle. Because knowing the boundaries of your knowledge is only half the battle. The other, more difficult half, is knowing the boundaries of your own temperament. The investor who truly knows themselves is the investor who has the best chance of staying within their circle, and therefore of succeeding. Your circle of competence is defined by your intellectual understanding. Can you, with a reasonable degree of confidence, explain how a company makes money? Can you identify its competitors? Can you assess the durability of its profits 5 or 10 years from now? If you cannot, that business is outside your circle. It is not for you. This is an intellectual exercise in honesty. But knowing yourself, that is an exercise in emotional and psychological honesty. It involves asking much deeper questions. Do I have the patience to hold an investment for a decade, even when it does nothing for years? Am I prone to excitement and greed when others are making money quickly in areas I don't understand? Am I susceptible to fear, the kind that makes me want to sell everything when the market drops 30%? Do I get a thrill from the action of trading, or do I derive satisfaction from the quiet process of ownership? The market is a master at exploiting the gap between what we know and who we are. It will constantly dangle opportunities just outside your circle of competence, appealing not to your intellect, but to your emotions. It will tempt your greed with stories of fantastic gains in complex technologies. It will prey on your fear by suggesting that the businesses you own inside your circle are obsolete. The investor who does not know themselves will inevitably be lured out of their circle. They will see others getting rich and think, I must be missing out. They will confuse luck in a speculative area with skill, and they will venture into territories where they have no map and no compass. They are not defeated by a lack of intelligence. They are defeated by a lack of self-awareness. Conversely, the investor who knows themselves possesses the most valuable trait of all, the ability to say, I don't know, and to be perfectly at peace with it. They see an exciting new company and can honestly say, that is outside my circle. I do not understand it. Therefore, it is not an opportunity for me. It is a risk to be avoided. This is not a confession of ignorance. It is a declaration of strength. It is the recognition that there are thousands of ways to make money in the world, but you only need to find a few that are right for you. This self-knowledge also dictates the size of your circle. For some, their circle may be very large, encompassing many industries. For others, it may be quite small, limited to a handful of simple, understandable businesses. There is no shame in a small circle. In fact, a small, well-defined circle that you never leave is infinitely more profitable than a vast, fuzzy circle that you constantly stray from. The great danger is in overestimating the size of your own circle. The market humbles those who believe their circle of competence is the entire board. True wisdom lies in recognizing that no matter how much you learn, your circle will always have a border. The goal is not to have the biggest circle, but to have the clearest understanding of its boundaries. So, how do you come to know yourself? It is a lifelong pursuit. It requires quiet reflection. It requires you to review your past investment decisions not just for their outcome, but for the emotional process that led to them. Did you buy that stock after careful analysis, or because a friend was bragging about his gains? Did you sell because the business fundamentals deteriorated, or because you were scared by a frightening headline? This journey of self-discovery is the most important research you will ever do. It is more valuable than any stock tip or financial model. Because a sound investment strategy is not just a collection of good stocks. It is a system that is perfectly aligned with the person executing it. The optimum position for success, therefore, is found at the intersection of two honest assessments. First, the intellectual honesty to define the businesses you understand. Second, the emotional honesty to understand the person you are, your patience, your fears, your biases. When you stand firmly in that overlap, you achieve a tremendous advantage. You are no longer competing against the smartest minds on Wall Street in their areas of expertise. You are only competing in your own arena, playing a game you understand with a temperament suited to the task. You have turned investing from a stressful battle against the unknown into a calm, methodical process of business ownership. In the end, the most important investment you will ever make is not in a stock or a bond. It is the investment in understanding your own mind and its limitations. Know what you know what you don't know, and most importantly, know thyself. That is the ultimate margin of safety.